Hey everybody, welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is a podcast where we talk about everything tabletop role-playing games.
And today we are talking about our D&D lives.
1, 2, 3, 4. Shout out to
Welcome, adventurers, to the Dungeoncast.
So, that's a working title. That's
Okay.
a working our D&D lives.
It sounds like a soap opera.
I know it does. That's exactly all my children, all my D&D.
General Hospital. Our general D&D life.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Brian.
Hey, Will.
How you doing today?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good, man.
I'm not sure where this episode started.
Me neither.
Was that an outtake or was it at the front?
We'll find out in editing, I suppose.
We will. And you already know, listener.
So today is going to be a different kind of episode.
Yeah.
Generally on this show, as many of you know, we pick a topic and we just dive in and we tear apart, pick apart, completely disassemble and then reassemble a singular topic. We're not doing that today. Today we're going to talk about our personal D&D experiences of late, like what we're up to. Hey, we're not just podcast hosts, we're D&D players and DMs as well.
Yeah, we like to play the game that we talk about, and we want to play Pathfinder. We're going to find time for that eventually. But we have D&D games going on, and everybody knows how hard it is to schedule. It's like the biggest meme out there.
It really is.
So us taking the time out of it, I feel like that's it shows how much you really like to play, how much you care about the games and the stories and the adventures that you have with your friends.
Indeed.
And I'm excited to talk about it today.
Yeah. So this is a chance for you and I to have some general and candid conversation about D&D and TTRPGs, share what we're up to in the hobby, just kind of hang out with each other in the audience, and get into some topics that our more focused episodes can't touch on.
Yeah.
There's a million little bits and bobs that just aren't going to carry their own episode.
Yeah, a lot of nuanced stuff. But basically, this episode is just going to be me and Will chatting about what's going on in the games we play when we're not doing other D&D stuff like the show. Granted, when we are doing most of the stuff we do, I feel like is the show in terms of D&D because the show takes a lot more time than maybe people may or may not realize.
Yeah, I have to actively stop myself from turning my D&D games into shows.
I know.
I'm like, I could record it though, but then it turns into a whole thing.
It's a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal. Yeah.
Like I eventually want to do Waterdeep lore on the show because I'm getting so well versed in it now. I don't want to offend Diggy and our Forgotten Realms people though, so I really want to know it before I do. And so eventually I will, but I have the same problem because I love to play in Waterdeep. For some reason, I'm not like a huge Forgotten Realms guy. I kind of like the vanilla way we approach the show in terms of D&D. But Forgotten Realms does have its like really cool like nuanced lore. And,
it's got a lot going on, a lot of really in-depth stuff going on.
And Waterdeep is so multi-layered and interesting that you can do so much there.
It's one of like the top 3 most popular like locations in the realms for a reason.
Yeah, it's a great city. Interesting. You can kind of it feels pliable to me, so I fuck with it.
Yeah,
I do whatever I want. And the Yawning Portal is like just really fucking cool. But yeah,
absolutely.
You have your notes here, Will. So
I do have notes.
Why don't we start with your stuff, and then we'll move back into what I'm doing.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll do one that's kind of like both of us. So, how many D&D ongoing campaigns are you involved in right now?
So I guess officially 2 and unofficially 3.
Unofficially 3.
Yeah, because like posting Flashbang and the Surgeon makes me want to play it really bad, and I miss Jake and Steve a lot.
Oh,
so
I see.
And I know they'd be down if we can find the time to do it.
Yeah. Finding the time is always the hardest part.
And hopefully there's more time for Brian on the horizon with some career stuff, but we'll see about that.
Indeed. Well, it's 2 for me as well. I don't think there's some third unofficial one I don't know about yet, but
I mean, we're kind of in one that we're posting on Patreon or working on to post more on Patreon.
Well, that's my number 2. Oh, Super Short Sagas. That's not really a campaign, but I guess it is an ongoing game.
It's an ongoing game. It's not a campaign though, but it is a dedicated. Like we've actually had to postpone it a few times to do this show. Which is what we're doing tonight. But you guys can check. There's one episode out on Patreon right now, and like a bunch in the queue that we have plans to get edited and posted soon.
Yeah, and that's essentially a show where we played like different, usually one-page RPGs, but other indie RPGs.
And we will talk about that a little bit here today, probably towards the end.
Yeah, absolutely. We've done Goblin Punks, Sexy Battle Wizards.
Yeah, we'll talk about it now.
Yeah. There's something wrong with the chickens was fun. You weren't there
I
for
wasn't
that
there
one.
on that one. But that's the beauty of that one
Yeah.
is not everybody has to be there every time.
I'm not going to do spoilers on There's Something Wrong with the Chickens, except for to say that I played a sentient chicken nugget named The Flock, who got around on a little Tech Deck skateboard, and it was phenomenal.
That sounds great.
It was a really good episode. Yeah, you got to check that one
Tech
out.
Deck's had like a flash in the pan comeback recently.
Did they really?
Yeah, on social media.
Everything has a flash in the pan comeback.
know.
Everything's cyclical.
And
That's the
I
way
go
it
to
is.
this. I go to this place called Frankensons in the City of Industry. We're based in SoCal, and that's a fun place for like It's a collectible show. And they have a lot of Tech Deck stuff there.
Really?
That cropped up around that time.
That's interesting.
I was like, was there always Tech Deck stuff here? Maybe a little bit, but now there's like a lot.
No,
And,
it's kind of a trend.
You know, they got the half pipes and the rails and like
the whole shebang.
You know,
wow.
like how they sell Hot Wheels in like a pack of 6, that
Yeah.
long like pack. They had like Tech Decks in there. That was cool.
That's pretty cool.
Shout out to SideQuest SoCal. They're a cool shop. If you're SoCal native and you know about Frankensons, go check them out. They're a cool. They're like the one D&D shop in the place.
Oh, for sure.
And they've got a lot of cool shit in there, and the people are always
I'll have
really
to check
nice.
it out one of these days.
Yeah, it's very cool. I bought this dice tower there.
So I love this dice. This is the favorite dice tower that we have here. This thing's badass as hell.
I've had it
seen
on screen before.
like
I'll
a
just show the camera. If you're on
Wizard's
YouTube.
tower or castle tower being assaulted by like a brass or gold dragon.
Yeah, I think this is I don't think this is a Norse Foundry one. There's a brand associated with this.
It's got a switch at the bottom. What you can turn it on?
Forged.
You could turn it. What is it? When you turn it, it glows.
Yeah, there's an LED in there that
okay.
changes colors.
That's cool.
There's an updated one now. That's a little better than
Okay,
this one,
yeah.
but you
it
know.
would have been cooler if it came out of the dragon's mouth. But you know what?
I think the updated one has the LEDs all over.
Oh shit! Okay,
Yeah, so
that'd be
it is-
pretty cool.
The cooler thing you wished for, I think, exists now.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick before we get into details, what are your, besides Super Short Sagas, which we just talked about, what are your current campaigns that you're involved in?
Well, the one you know about that you're the DM for is
Unhallowed, yeah,
which
yeah.
We'll
talk about it in a bit. Yeah, so that's
Should I
like
start saying Unhallowed?
I say Unhallowed.
Yeah, I always say Unhallowed.
Yeah, because it is hallowed.
Okay, I'll start
not
saying
hollowed.
unhallowed.
Yeah, because hollowed would mean something completely different. When something's hallowed, it's holy.
Right.
Yeah, so.
You know, we don't just mispronounce other like
We
regular stuff. We
mispronounce
mispronounce
our
our
own
own
shows.
shit too. So I and I'm also doing Dungeon of the Mad Mage, which is a 5e adventure book.
You're
set-
DMing that,
I'm DMing
right?
this one.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
It's set in Waterdeep. I do it with coworkers. We've been consistent every 2 weeks for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
We had a long lull where we were like showing up once every 3 months, and that's
It
always
happens.
rough. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
And then we lost a player for reasons, and then I got a new guy, and he's great, and blah 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 blah. Basically, we were having scheduling issues big time, and I decided that I was going to make a game where people could just show up, and I don't care who's there, as long as we have 3 players.
Yeah.
We're going to play the game.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, make it episodical, make it in such a way where like it doesn't matter who's there as long as someone's there.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
I'm literally like, picking up people with God's hand and like putting another person in.
Are you
So, like-
you mean like coming up with in-story reasons why people aren't there?
Yeah.
Okay, for
uh-huh.
sure.
And I am,
yeah.
And I'm just in there like I'm the only planned consistent person, so I'm going to run the adventure in
Regardless.
the way it's going to run, and
Yeah.
whoever's there is there. And
Interesting.
we'll fill
Okay.
you in.
And that's 5e.
That's 5th edition.
Okay.
And the caveat here is I realized when I started Mad Mage that I hate running modules.
I'm not a fan of running modules myself.
It makes me feel so boxed in, and there's cool stuff I can pick and choose.
Yeah.
So what I did was basically look at the map and read it over, and I was like, this isn't really my thing. But so there's going to be light spoilers for Mad Mage. It's a level 5 to 14 campaign, but there was like demon shit at the beginning of it, lightly sprinkled on, I think. And I'm just like, okay, well, this is the big mega dungeon underwater deep's yawning portal that is like built by Halaster Blackcloak, like some mad wizard from the ages ago.
I know
before
who he is.
Waterdeep was founded. So
He'll get his own episode one day.
he's really interesting.
He
I
is.
mean, like so basically I just like stripped it the first level of,
Right.
the dungeon and filled it with whatever the fuck I want, which happens to be a bunch of demons.
Except for the demon stuff that was already there.
That was already there.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there were just
You
statues.
took one single facet and then,
Yeah.
you know what? We're just going to do this. Bam.
Well, also there's like a gang down there that's like,
Are they a demon gang?
now
Or-
they are.
They're a gang that's into demons.
Well, that's what I'm doing is basically like this gang is like summoning demons.
Okay, yeah. They're a cult.
And
They're not a gang.
They were a gang.
They were a gang, but they're
Now
definitely a cult
You're
now.
right. You're right. And that's part of like what's pliable about this is like, you know what? Yeah, that's definitely a cult.
For sure.
Well, most of them are dead now.
Okay, well now they're nothing.
I'm running murder hobos down here, I guess.
Yeah,
turns
well,
out.
that's common with you're playing with a lot of new players, right?
Newer players, yeah.
Like-
I mean, now we've been playing. Some of them have been playing for like 2 years now with me.
Oh shit, no shit.
Yeah, we've done a couple of campaigns that we've like set down. Like they ran through a prototype Super Quest Omega with me.
Okay.
They ran through one story arc I wanted to test out.
I remember you telling me about that.
That was one day we will get to that game again.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good.
Fucking
Sounds good.
Wizards.
I know.
The whole WotC thing kind of like put that on hiatus. Oh man, WotC did AI art.
Yeah.
What a
I don't want to talk about it in
they
today's
just
episode.
keep on fucking up,
Yeah,
and then they scapegoated the artist.
Corporation's
It's
gonna
all
corporation.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, I don't know who's at fault,
but
they certainly made it out that it's all that guy's fault.
Yeah, I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
I'm sure they did.
And maybe it is, but also they were like, we're walking it back again, guys. No more AI art. Like, same thing that like worked last time.
Yeah.
I'm still mad at them.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we're doing Mad Mage. I'm doing kind of whatever I want in there, sort of inspired by the book, like, but basically whatever I want. So that if I need to
I think the
something-
idea here is like, okay, technically it's Waterdeep. Technically it's the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, but really what this is a mega dungeon in which you're gonna have fun with your toys and the players are gonna have fun with your toys.
Exactly.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't need to be any more complicated than that.
Right. And,
Yeah.
there's enough investment from the players. Like we're eventually going to get to like a story thing. Like I want to do, and sorry guys, if you're going to listen to this episode, some of them listen to the show.
It's cool. The DM for one of my campaigns is a fan of the show, so they'll probably hear this at some point as well.
Yeah. So I want to do like fire stuff, like salamanders and all that. I always thought that stuff was a lot of fun. And the bearded giants, and
elemental theme stuff.
yeah, because it's anything you want. He's like Alistair Blackcloak's like summoning fucking monsters from wherever.
He's super mega wizard. He does what he wants.
Super mega wizard. He's got super mega wizard friends that are no longer his friends, and like whatever. Yeah,
you can't be friends with Alistair Blackcloak.
We're hitting the lore. I'm Briifying it in a way. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, you know what? I like the word Briifying because it's very apt. To what you do, which is great.
So if you guys want to check out Flashbang and the Surgeon,
It's very Briified.
It's Briified. It's set in Waterdeep. It is based off of Batman the Animated Series. I smashed the two together. It came out pretty good.
Speaking of Flashbang and the Surgeon and just the impetus of it, like the what it is, I would love to do the exact same idea, but for Adventure Time instead.
That would be great.
Be a blast.
And I wanted to also do it for Spider-Man.
That would be great. That would be really good.
Really kooky villains.
He's got a crazy
90s
rogue
Spider-Man.
Yeah, 90s. Yes, the
Spider-Man
Amazing
from the
Spider-Man. Yes,
1990s.
exactly.
Yeah, that one's really good. The voice acting for that show is like, oh my god.
The one thing about that show, so like,
shocker.
we talked about Batman the Animated Series, which is fucking just phenomenal. It's a phenomenal show.
It's wonderful.
And the Amazing Spider-Man series from the 1990s is good in its way.
It's a lot of fun.
But my God, do they recycle art in that goddamn show?
Yeah,
They recycle the shit out of art. It's crazy.
It's a popular thing to do when you're on a budget.
Yeah, you got. Hey, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
But I love that show as a kid.
It's really good. I think it stands up more or less. I mean, the plot is there.
Yeah, you know what?
It's got a Spider-Man plot.
Yes, and it's been a very long time, so I can't really speak to whether it stands up. I'll take your word for it.
They have do I want to throw out spoilers for Spider-Man? They got
the show from the 1990s.
They got water clone Mary Jane, and she fucking dies,
wow.
and they get married before
wow.
that happens.
God, that's very Spider-Man.
Yeah,
that's like
I know.
super Spider-Man.
I know. It's crazy. That's a good
Okay.
show, and also another great show that
we could turn into a D&D game would be
Wolverine and the X-Men.
You told me about this.
It's
you really got on a soapbox and preached it to me the other day.
I would watch it.
Yeah,
I highly recommend.
I want to. You made me want to.
It's got all of the politics of X-Men plus all the good story beats of X-Men plus what if you wanted Wolverine to be the main character and not be a fucking douche all the time, but also not throw that away either when he's trying to reassemble the X-Men after the Phoenix Fire event and Charles Xavier is missing. That's the premise of the show, and he's like, I don't know. I think that would be a cool way to be like, the boss is missing, the homie's missing. She turned into fire or something apparently, and like the team is split up. I have to go assemble them.
So
one
I
by
think
one.
in that case, the DM's running the Wolverine of the story.
Yeah, I
and
think so.
assembling the team, which is the players who don't know or remember each other.
Well, they do, but they don't want to hang out anymore. Like the X-Men disbanded.
Oh, okay. So why did I think they lost their memories?
Some of them did.
Okay, some of them did.
Yeah, like it's
When you
it's-
preached this to me, it was like a timey-wimey kind of thing.
it gets like that.
Okay.
Yeah,
Of
it
course
gets like
it does.
that.
It's
'Cause
X-Men. You can't have X-Men and not fuck with time.
They straight up do like Days of Future Past stuff
yeah.
in the show with Xavier, and he's got to like that. He's missing, but his body's there, but he's missing because he's doing Days of Future Past shit while they're trying to like stop Senator Kelly and Magneto from fucking up the world.
Interesting.
It's so good.
I'll have to check it out.
I can't believe it was a fucking Nickelodeon show in the like late 2000s,
The late 2000s.
like
you say.
2000 to 2010. I
Okay,
think.
for
I
sure.
think that's when it was dropping.
I will try and make time. But back to D&D.
Yeah,
I suspect I'm going to say back to D&D a lot this episode, but that's okay.
I mean, isn't this this is the structure of the episode?
It
right?
really is.
Yeah.
So I am currently playing in two D&D campaigns. The first one we spoke about a little bit, Unhallowed, which is going to be a show. It's a gothic dark fantasy style with a bit of horror game run in 5th edition D&D.
Yeah. For long listeners, we've been teasing it a lot.
Yeah.
It's just taking it takes
It's
a long
just
time to
taking a
produce something
long
like
time,
this.
but man, we are making it. It's
yeah,
getting
it's
made.
happening. It's getting recorded.
happening.
So
And it's really good so far. I'm really enjoying it. We will talk a little bit about like some stuff that happened, but I will try and stay spoiler free for obvious reasons.
because we want to talk about characters too, right?
Yeah, we do.
'Cause that's the only D&D character I'm actually like statted out and
That's
running.
true. That's true. And we can talk about your character in a non-spoilery way. That would be fun.
I think that'd be cool.
The other game I'm playing in is actually run by a fan of the show named Jake.
Okay.
But not special guest Jake.
No, a different Jake.
A very different Jake.
He could be special too, just not
Absolutely, but he's
a
not
special guest.
He's not the special guest Jake.
Right.
And that is a 5th edition D&D game, and it is a Dark Sun setting, which is not originally what I like. It wasn't my idea when I was trying to put the game together, but it's been really interesting, especially because the DM is really accommodating to my character, who is super not Dark Sun friendly.
Oh, that's
And
interesting.
because I had the character set up way before we decided on what we were going to play.
Okay.
And he basically, so my character, I'm playing a paladin. And
So you're overpowered.
not really. 4th edition, it
Oh,
doesn't work
okay.
like that.
'Cause
Yeah.
I have a paladin in my game,
and they're overpowered as
he's
fuck.
fucking it up.
Yeah, yeah.
He's fucking
Don't get
it
me
up.
wrong. Paladins and 4E are very potent in their own way, but 4E has this thing where every class falls into a different like role, right? Like on the battlefield. So
Mm-hmm.
you can be a striker, which is DPS. You can be a defender, which is a tank. And that's what the paladin falls into. But the paladin, the way it works is if you are doing really good as a defender, that's great. And if you're failing as a defender, if like your aggro's not being respected, you've now become DPS because that's the punishment for them not adhering to your divine challenge. Is like, well, now they're getting radiant
They're getting
lasers to the
boxed out.
face. Exactly, yeah. So it's an Eladrin, which he's an Eladrin. His name's Malkier, and he's from the Feywild and all this other stuff. The Feywild doesn't exist in Dark Sun. But essentially, what the DM's done is like they've taken Dark Sun and they've Jakeified it.
Sure.
And so there's some unique stuff in there, and essentially in this version, so Dark Sun. I guess I should explain some Dark Sun to you. What do you know about Dark Sun?
Okay. Well, I know that there's a setting book coming out for Dark Sun next.
Is there? That'd be
That's
interesting.
on the
if there
docket
is.
for 5e. Yeah.
Okay, I'm very interested to see what it
I think
is.
it's the giant thing, and then it's Dark Sun.
It's Planescape. Planescape's coming. next.
Planescape's coming, and then I think Dark Sun's in the works.
Really? I have not heard anything about this.
Maybe I'm tripping. We'll look it up in the short
Yeah.
rest, but or we'll forget and we won't. But I don't actually think I know very much. I know we've talked about it here and there
Okay.
on the show. That's
So-
about it, though.
So in one of our recent episodes, I talked about how Eberron and Dark Sun really flourished in 4E, and I think one of the reasons for that was it was very easy to just use them because they are so blatantly divorced from any other setting.
Right.
Like even Planescape doesn't cross over into Dark Sun or Eberron, really, as far as I know.
D&D mechanics
They are
on top of whatever this is.
Yeah, exactly, right? So with Dark Sun, the way it works is like in this world, magic comes at a price, right? It uses life force.
Okay.
And so there are two types of casters in this world. You have the defilers and the preservers. Defilers will blatantly use other life forms' life force against their will to do their magic. Preservers will use their own life force, but of course it's slowly killing them.
Right.
At this stage of the world of Athos, the world has become a barren desert wasteland because of the Sorcerer Kings and the war that happened hundreds of years ago, where wizards were just hurling magic across the world, and most of life forms on this, or most of the life force, got used.
So they can steal life force.
Exactly.
Like, okay, so you can like just
like a wizard could picture like you're in a greenhouse, right? And then the wizard just wants to build a crystal palace. Yeah, well, the wizard can just suck up all the life force of the entire greenhouse and then do that.
like Final Fantasy kind of.
Is Final Fantasy like that?
Like Final Fantasy 7 when they use the planet.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, exactly. It's like the Mako energy. That's a good analogy. So that's kind of the premise of Dark Sun. It's now the far future in this post-apocalyptic fantasy world. Magic kind of doesn't exist. The only magic that exists for the most part is this defiler preserver magic, and the only people who really utilize it are the Sorcerer Kings. And there's all these different city-states, each ruled by a Sorcerer King, and the Sorcerer Kings are like gods. They're like tyrants and shit like that. But there's no deities, there's no divine stuff, there's no gods.
Okay, there's nobody mage handing.
There's nobody mage handing unless you're
I
sucking the life force out of something to
so
do it.
the people can, or just the kings can do magic?
So I think other people can. I'm not that well versed in Dark Sun, but like only the Sorcerer Kings really do.
Okay.
And the Sorcerer Kings can also, they make warlocks. They can like grant their power. But anyway, so what Jake's done here is like the Feywild exists in this version of Dark Sun, and like something's going on, not just with what the wizards have done on Athos to defile the world, but like the whole cosmos seems to be out of balance because like where Malkier comes from, it's like eternally summer, but like not like a burning hot summer, like a lush, verdant, nothing ever withers and dies, like winter never comes and kills things.
Okay.
And Malkier doesn't really know that something's wrong. It's just where he's always lived. But his whole story is that like he got too close to where this winter archfey was sealed, and he got bewitched by her to grab the artifact that she sealed in, the sword, and now he's bound to this sword. He can't get rid of it. She's trying to escape, and she wants to destroy his kingdom for sealing her away. So he's banished. He's just completely banished. They're like, you and your stupid sword get the hell out of here. Your stupid sword get out of here. Okay. You can't come back until you break the curse.
Okay.
And so now he exits the world, and he's in Athos, and everything's fucked up. And also another weird thing about Athos is metal doesn't really exist.
Cool.
And so of course my guy comes in full plate armor
with his fucking sword,
with his fucking crystal sword or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're a paladin.
And yeah, so everyone's like, holy shit, who's this guy? My fiance.
Yeah, it's like if somebody walked in with a mech suit.
It's kind of like that, except for like the metal that does exist is worth more than gold. So it's like a dude walking in just adorned in the most ostentatious, like gold and jewels and stuff. That's the equivalent. Cool. Okay. My steel armor.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, my fiance's in this game, and she's playing a Warforged who is made of metal, but she comes from like the distant past, so she's been alive for a long time, and she was part of this war that fucked up the world. So
people want to like kill and loot you guys.
Yeah, basically we got this guy who's like in all plate armor, and then we got this guy who's made of metal, and then we have our monk who's like a normie human from Athos who, he's in rags, but he's like a badass dragon monk.
Okay.
And he just thinks like we must be the richest people alive.
Right.
And like he's tagged along on our journey, and I'm
gonna hang out with you guys.
He's only been in one combat. He's played by my best friend who lives up in Oregon, and we do all this on Roll20. And he's only been in one combat, and he effectively did nothing because he missed like 7 times in a row.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, like the Warforged is
the worst.
Yeah, meanwhile, well, the Warforged character, Michelle's character, everything's reflavored to be like inventions, right? All her spells.
Okay.
And so like she's got summons and stuff, and one of her summons it's like a miniature like Iron Man, like Iron Man from Marvel Iron Man.
Yeah, like she's creating a construct because this is 40, right? So they're doing like dailies.
Yes, exactly. So this is her daily power, and she creates this fire warrior, which we've re-flavored into like a miniature Iron Man.
Okay, so
and we're
make
fighting
another combatant
Yeah,
That's powerful.
exactly. And we're fighting this giant, I mean, huge psychokinetic serpent monster.
Sick.
By the way, psychic powers in this setting are very prolific because they've taken the place of magic.
I was gonna.
People can't do magic,
yeah.
so everyone's a fucking psychic now.
I couldn't get magic, so I started lifting shit with my mind.
Exactly.
Not magic though.
Not magic,
No,
though.
no.
Certainly not magic.
Psychic.
Yes. So
Got
we're
it.
fighting this giant psychokinetic flying serpent.
Hell yeah.
And
Sounds like a Mega Man boss.
yeah, and like he's using my friend, he's using all his dailies, this monk. He's doing all these cool kicks and punches and just missing left and right. Meanwhile, like she's, making Iron Man constructs, and then my guy like teleports into the sky and does like a falling like downward thrust Link style.
Sure.
Pierces the thing, does a ice burst, and like we're just
Oh, that's
looking
fucking
super
awesome.
cool. He's just like, who are you people? Like, you guys are amazing.
So the entity and the sword is cool with you using it like a sword, or
It's a mixed relationship where she does want to be used like a sword. Basically,
Which she does.
the vibe I'm getting from the story so far is that this entity basically wants to utilize me for her purposes.
okay.
She's a sword; she needs me to wield her.
Right.
I think based
You're
off
bound,
of her
so gotta
reaction,
be you.
me being banished works to her endeavor.
Right. You can go
Also,
out in the world and do the thing.
on my way to the material plane, I ran into like this very Felurian style archfey woman who basically like gave me this cryptic information about how like I've been sent on this journey and like fate's intervening and blah 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 blah. I don't know. Sorry,
Felurian-
Jake. It was very interesting. I'm not saying it wasn't interesting. I'm just trying to give Brian the cliff notes.
Is Felurian like ostentatiously armored and stuff? Is that?
Felurian from Name of the Wind. Wise Man's Fair.
Oh, got it.
Yeah, the sex fairy.
Yeah, got it. It's actually been a couple years since I only audiobooked that, so some of the things are like not all.
By the way, I love Felurian as a character. I think she's actually fascinating, and I think she gets a bad rap. But anyways, this very, very like ethereal, womanly archfey being was very vague about all this stuff, and I was also being hunted by this dark monster, so I had to run for my life. I didn't really get to talk to her for very long.
Okay.
But she's basically implied like that, like me and the sword are intertwined now, and like we got to figure it out. And so one cool thing about the sword, though, that is very beneficial for my character is I'm in this plate armor. I have this big woolly cape thing. I also have an owl bear pet. I forgot to mention that.
Hell yeah. Okay.
Yeah, 4E's cool. 4E's cool. You can I'm level 1. I have an owl bear pet and I have all this cool shit.
Hey, all right.
But what's cool is, Athos is incredibly hot, but the blade like exudes an aura of coolness. So I have air conditioning. It's nice.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah.
That's like Tears
So-
of the Kingdom. You put an elemental weapon
Oh
on your back and
yeah,
you cool down.
it
and do that.
is. It
Yeah.
is that same?
Breath of the Wild.
Is
too.
that Breath of the Wild?
Yeah,
Is that
same thing.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
they
I
both
wondered
do
about that. So that's my character. We've been fighting psychokinetic snakes in the dunes. It's been pretty cool.
Snakes in the dunes.
Yeah,
baby.
snakes in the dunes. And yeah, 4E's always fun because you have your daily powers and you're this and you're that. And I'm excited for next session because 4E's really loot heavy. It's like the opposite of 5E. You're expected to get like regular amounts of loot
Like
to
drops on every fight.
maybe not every fight, but like as you level, you need to keep up with the monsters, or otherwise you fall way behind. Which is kind of cool because as a DM, you can like kind of like tweak the difficulty of a battle by letting them fall behind a little bit. Like, go
nice.
ahead, let
Okay.
them fall behind. Make them a little bit like shit. We need to find some loot. You know.
Yeah, go into an area you're not like quite ready to be in yet.
Yeah,
Okay.
and but what's cool is like he realized that he hasn't given us enough loot, so he's like, "Hey, everyone, make a wish list." So I just made my wish list yesterday. And I'm like,
Oh,
can't wait to
sick.
score something. It's
Just
gonna
drop
be great.
some loot down.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Yeah, loot is fun. I like in 5e how you can like, I don't want to level you guys, but here's loot. You can
Right,
level.
that's true. That's a valid point. So that's kind of the gist of my current campaign. We could talk about Unhallowed later, but let's talk about your campaign.
Yeah. I mean,
We talked a little bit
did a
about it, but
little
who are the players? Who are the characters?
yeah. So I have a Soul Knife rogue, lizard folk man. which is
Okay.
a very interesting.
I love it.
compilation.
I like it already.
They're just like the player and the character. They like don't convey information to the rest of the team and just start taking actions.
Ooh, okay.
And so
Okay.
people miss those cues, I think.
Interesting.
And I've caught on to that, and I'm like, okay, well, if this is the way we're gonna be, then I'm gonna help everybody else like spot the cues
Mm-hmm.
by like, hey, this guy's just like bolting down the hallway. Anything?
You gonna do anything?
does
Yeah,
anybody-
absolutely.
Does that trigger anybody?
Yeah.
Because I think that's the survival based kind of thing from the lizard folk, being like, danger, let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it does sound like they're trying to play that part up where they're not really worried about the communication part. They're just acting.
And it's a lot of fun in the role play because it's to the detriment of the rest of the party a lot of the time.
Yeah.
But it makes for interesting, like, oh fuck. That character's name is Throden. And
Throden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we have everyone's an animal person in this fucking game.
Oh, okay.
So I have fucking
it's a furry palooza.
I think I've told you about it. The deer from Adventure Time. I always forget the character's name. The one that has
the evil deer. Yeah,
Yeah,
the deer that like fucking tries to eat the whole Candy Kingdom.
Yeah, so he takes the hoofs off and he's got the fingers.
Oh god, yeah.
Same thing.
Yeah.
He just wants the aesthetic, right?
Sure.
So they're like a Fearbolg reskin of some kind.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, I can
Just let the
I can
aesthetic
see
be
that
what it
working.
is.
Yeah.
And then I have they're a chaotic neutral warlock.
Okay.
Or no,
what's their patron?
Sorry, chaotic neutral
Wizard?
cleric.
Oh,
Yeah.
who's their god?
Loki. Like a Loki style god.
Okay, a trickster god.
Yeah,
so they're
trickster
trickster
god.
domain.
Trickster domain. Yes. So
Interesting. Okay.
they're doing that. They're doing heals by like putting the little fingies into people and like rearranging their guts.
Oh, that's horrible.
It's terrible.
That's horrible.
I have a very chaotic person in nature, like playing this very chaotic character. It's really fucking silly.
That's so funny.
He's a joy. And then they're figuring out their cantrips right now, and like I'm trying to tell them, like, man, you're not. This is a thing with new players and clerics where they're like, you need to know how to utilize the action economy of a cleric really well. Basically, with like spiritual weapon or your concentration spells.
Yeah.
Like, man, you're not doing any concentration spells. Let me explain how it works to you again in case you forgot. Like, so we've been talking strats. I'm like, you could be doing like this, and this, and basically you're just doing like a sacred flame cantrip pretty much. Or what's the other one? Theirs isn't Sacred Flame.
There's Toll the Dead that is another one. Oh no, there's it's not Word of Radiance, is it? It's like a burst around them.
It's something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's doing damage, but it's basically like the Sacred Flame. They're it might actually just be Sacred Flame. Actually,
Yeah. That's usually the bread and butter. But there is another one, and I do think it is called Word of Radiance.
Yeah, it might. I think it is Word of Radiance
Because that's the one that Freeland, who's a cleric in Unhallowed, he's been trying to utilize. Yeah.
All of Freeland's stuff is blue. All this guy's stuff is like sparkly green.
Yeah.
So like that's how I'm differentiating.
Ooh, green.
It.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a cool character. They oh man, in downtime, because we had downtime before we went into the dungeon in the Yawning Portal and in Waterdeep. We got up to no fucking good. That guy gets up to no good in the city. I'm scared to go back to the city.
Oh god.
He's like stealing stuff and like hiding shit. And,
yeah, truly a trickster.
Him and the rogue are running like an operation upstairs of some kind.
That's fantastic. I love it.
So then I have a guy who's a fighter Minotaur reskin to look like a moose.
Oh, you told me about this character.
He's called his character Mustafa Robin.
I love it.
Part of the Maple Force in his original location. I had to
his background. Yeah,
we were having trouble scheduling that game, so I was like, keep your characters. I'm lifting you all up with the power of God, and I'm putting you down in Waterdeep, and we're gonna do my Waterdeep campaign. So that's where we ended up, and we have a couple characters from the old campaign that are here now with their same backstories. And so he's kind of taken on this like conspiracy theorist vibe. Because he got like mysteriously whisked away to another world.
Oh, he's playing with that.
And is like, there's fucking aliens out there and like stuff like that.
Yeah.
He just kind of does impulsive weird shit sometimes too.
Okay.
Like we went into the dungeon. I had them fight a mimic that was a sarcophagus encrusted with jewels.
That's really cool.
And they were trying to pry the jewels out, and then they got sucked in and started getting pseudopoded and bit and all that stuff.
Nice.
It was great.
Yeah.
They killed it, and it dropped loot. It dropped like a devil bracelet of some kind where I like randomly generated some loot after a random generation table episode. I was like, oh, let me
glad
use
it
some
came.
of that
Yeah,
stuff.
glad it came in handy.
Yeah, it generated like this bracelet that can produce flame, but it takes your life force, but it can also just like claw the shit out of people.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
I love it.
My rogue picked that up, and then there was like actual gems. From the thing's body.
So when you say, I did it look like a Confregrius Pokemon? The
no,
mimic
it looked like a Temple of Doom, like sarcophagus kind of thing. Like it was just it was like in a secret room.
Okay, gotcha.
And it left behind a pile of dust. So I demified the mimic to do like
demon stuff.
or basically be weak to radiant damage.
Okay.
Essentially.
Nice.
So the cleric came in and fucking bopped it, and it died.
Nice.
So
nice.
this guy fucking grabs like the pile of dust and snorts it, and I'm like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?" He's like, "I just want to know." I was like,
Yeah.
"You just snorted what I guess is demon dust, so like
Yeah.
let me figure that out real quick."
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I roll it on the madness chart. So he started having like
Nice.
his conspiracy theory thing started going off
Oh,
extra hard,
no.
and he also developed a tick where he like, because there was a short-term one where he blacked out.
Okay.
I rolled randomly on it. It's like, you black out. I don't know, dude. You guys figure it out. And then I was rolling for the other stuff. It's like when you wake up, you like can't stop touching your antlers. You, like, wanna go and
He's
touch your
just got
antlers.
that tick now.
Yeah.
Wow. With newer players, I guess they're not that much newer, but like,
They feel new.
yeah,
So,
because I remember in my very first D&D campaign, I played an elf ranger with a bear pet. And I don't remember the details because it was so long ago now, but I remember we came across or killed a vampire lord.
Oh, cool. Wow.
But all I remember is there was a vampire lord carcass here, and that's a very high level thing. And we were only like level 3 before.
Now
and
you like strip the body for
and
parts.
in 20-year-old new player Will's mind, I thought it'd be hilarious to make my bear eat the vampire lord.
Oh my god! Yeah, see, this is exactly the same thing.
And so my buddy who's playing this monk was the DM during that time. Gosh, 14 years ago, and he decided to slap the vampire lord template onto my bear. And my bear just gained all these crazy powers and began to become completely out of my control and defy me. And like my bear became the scariest thing on our team very, very, very quickly.
That's funny.
Because like when your bear has glowing red eyes, it can like turn into a flock of bats and like shadow teleport and whatnot. It's just terrifying.
Yeah, that's fucking cool.
Yeah, but continue. Sorry.
Last character is the paladin who got inserted after. So this is the first character I had to like. Basically, we started the game and they were already like 2 games into the dungeon, or maybe it was only 1. And so they're in another world too, like praying at their altar. We didn't get too deep into it because it's like we can
Whatever,
do more
you're here
story
now.
stuff later.
Yeah, we're just dungeon crawling right now.
You're praying to your god and you feel some called out purpose, and then I pick you up. I basically take them into the white space, like some liminal space where there's like an old man, like, and there's a bunch of bodies on the floor that are like unconscious, and he like, you need to be here now, and he picks up somebody and puts them down, and then the white space is gone, and then he's in the dungeon with them.
Oh, nice.
And he's a man of God, so he's just like, I was called here to do this, so I'm gonna be here, and like, I was told I need to protect you guys and like work with you to get you through whatever trials you're facing right now.
I will do my duty.
Yeah, exactly. So that was easy enough. And we just talked about it right there at the table. I was like, okay, this is how the game's running. Like when people show up, we got to figure out how they're going to be here. So how do you want to be here? Do you want to come down from upstairs and be like, I heard there were adventurers down here. Ho ho, I'll join you merrily. Or do you want to like, I could just like do my God thing?
Yeah, I like the idea of him just getting beamed in.
Basically, like he gets picked up into the white space. Kind of the inspiration is the Adventure Zone when June takes them into the white space and like puts them back in the timeline where they're supposed to be.
I remember.
It's kind of like that.
Yeah.
So I have like this old man there. I'll figure that out later.
Yeah.
I kind of have some ideas, but it doesn't matter right now. We'll get to it.
Right.
And then because that was also an Omega prototype game where I was like doing the new Omega prototype game. I was going to have that game running simultaneously with the game we were recording for the show, and then make events happen while you guys were off away from town.
Oh, I
they
see.
were supposed to play in town, but then the hiatus thing. So
Yeah,
we'll get to that
a lot of
eventually,
stuff
right?
went down, yeah.
So I was like, okay, well, I'm white spacing all that shit again, and I'm putting you down in Waterdeep, and now we're doing that. So
Okay, cool.
so yeah, those are the characters right now. I'm gonna have a new player. We're gonna play Friday. So that's in 2 days from the time we're recording this.
Yeah, I'm playing Friday as well.
Cool. So yeah, I'm having a new player show up for that. And so I'm going to have to figure out like, who are you? What are you doing here? And all that stuff again.
Yeah.
And then we are starting to get into, I did all the setup for some really heinous shit that's going to go down in this next game and the game after. That should cause the team to finally need to take a long rest.
Oh, for sure. For
yeah.
sure.
Because we've done a lot of like war of attrition stuff. They've been in like, it's a dungeon. So it's like combat after combat after combat.
Yeah.
And some NPC stuff. But basically I had, this is also a deck of many things campaign. And I've had several cards
The
drawn.
plot gets thicker. Okay.
So they lost the deck of many things because they drew the card that makes all their magic items disappear,
including the deck
of many things. So I put it in a specific room in the dungeon.
Oh,
that was
okay.
guarded by the mini boss of the dungeon, which was basically the ex-mob now cult leaders.
Gotcha. Okay.
That got possessed by some demon because they drew, or they I don't want to say they drew cards from the deck of many things, but they have the deck of many things, and they have somehow been able to summon a bunch of demons.
Okay.
So they summoned a demon into a bugbear that they had chained up and guarded by some barrier.
Damn.
And then they had an NPC that they freed from jail, who's like a drug addict that they were down there with. That like he was like, I'll show you where the hideout is, and his motivation was like, I'm gonna go in and look for drugs when you guys kill these dudes. And get all their drugs so I can have the drugs.
All right.
And then he got Zone of Truth by the Paladin, and he told them all that. And then they were like, well, okay, at least we know what you're up to now, and took him with him.
Okay.
And then they left him behind to go fight the mini boss, and he was looting the room for drugs with this demon in there that was inside it, bugbear possessed. And then the last session ended with they had to make wisdom saving throws when they were talking to this guy, and there have been a couple of instances of them talking to demons down here and that, like trying to make deals and like wisdom saving out of it. This guy failed his wisdom save. I legitimately rolled randomly for it, so he fails his wisdom save while he was alone in the room, and the rogue sees it, and then this guy's eyes are like catatonic because there's going to be like a soul transfer.
Oh
where
shit!
This thing gets out of the barrier and habits
into
this
him.
guy's body.
Yeah,
and then. They had like just cracked this secret doors puzzle and opened it. And then everyone was in this hallway, and the rogue stayed behind and was like, oh, fuck. And he decided to soul knife the guy from like range.
Okay.
And hit him.
Okay.
And then just ran away. And didn't say, this is the instance. He's like, I didn't say anything to it. He's like, are you telling anyone what you're doing?
Gosh.
He's like, nope. I closed the door behind me and I just run down the hallway away from it.
Christ.
And so now I have a scary movie situation where my bad guy is just like in the dungeon somewhere. possessed by a demon.
And only the rogue knows, and he's not telling anybody so far.
I think he told people
Okay.
at the end. I don't know. We drink during this one, and I take notes. So I'll look at my notes to see. And then we always recap to make sure everyone remembers. Like, do you guys remember this happened? Did I say this or did this happen? I wrote this.
You kind of establish the moving forward point.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
exactly. Just to make sure.
Interesting.
And because everyone else is drinking too. And
well, your game sounds like a lot of fun, man.
It's been great. This next one's going to be really cool because they just found the deck of many things again, and he ended the game with being like, "I draw a card." I was like, "Okay, let's do that next time," because it's like 10 o'clock at night.
No, that's a great stopping point. It's like, and it gives them I don't know how long it's been, a week, 2 weeks. But it gives them that time to be like, oh shit, what am I gonna get?
Yeah,
you know?
we play every 2 weeks. So,
okay, 2 weeks, 2 weeks
so,
for
and
sure.
then there's loot generating on the floor right now. You know, I was like, okay.
How long are your sessions running?
Right now, we play we start at 6, we end at 10. So 4 hours.
4 hours. That's nice. Mine are only 3 just due to limitations. You know,
Well,
we can't get a babysitter. Yeah.
Usually somebody's late. And then we take a food break because we order food.
Yeah.
So more like 3.
Speaking of food breaks, let's take a short rest.
Okay.
It's the grand adventures of Ilian and Beard.
Ilian, it's dark in here.
Yes, we finally made it in Bacchus Burrow, the first level. The dungeon which holds our coveted treasure, the pendant of plenteous patrons.
Yes, the reason we've come, it's just so dusty in here.
It is quite dusty in here.
As if no one's been here for a long, long time.
Yes, well, it would be dire news indeed if someone was here before us, because then they would have claimed our prize. And need I remind you, Bjorn, of exactly why we seek this pendant of plenteous patrons?
Tell me, you told me 5 minutes ago, but I would love to hear it again. Please, tell me.
It is a sacred, ancient, and powerful relic, said to house the souls of 1,000 generous benefactors.
That's a lot.
Yes, so many. And those benefactors, they will give us the funds and the power to do untold wonder, Bien.
Yes, my acrylic paintings will be funded and done lakeside, as I've dreamed for many years. Yes!
Yes. So we must set forth deeper, however deep we must, into this dungeon. And what?
I will.
What?
I will follow you.
Wait a minute, Ben. Look, what is this? What is this?
Here on the floor, the dust. It's been disturbed. Footprints.
It appears someone has been here before us.
Yes, it tastes like shoe. 2 sets.
We must follow them, Ben. If they make it to the pendant before us, what horror they might unleash.
Does this taste fresh to you?
I'm just going to take your word for it.
It tastes fresh to me. Well,
I believe you.
all right. Well,
Let us set forth, Ben.
let's get a move on. Then.
Yes, down this corridor. Oh, look. It seems they've taken a left here.
Yeah,
Let's go.
so- hold on. Their footsteps, their patterns, they've changed. Did they crouch here? They stopped. They waited, and then they began to tiptoe around the outside wall. Strange.
We don't have time for this, Ben. Let's go.
All right. Let's move.
Fresh man meats. It's been long since I have eaten well.
Yo, what the hell?
Ben, stand back.
Oh, what is that thing?
It's a beholder.
It has so many eyes.
Got exactly 11 eyes, Ben, 10 of which can fire beams of great power.
Oh, my-
This is beyond you. Let me handle this.
I'll back up.
For I, with but a single spell, will handle this beholder in a way that will astound you.
A spell, you say? Not with my
Ancient
anti-magic
Meator.
rod clothes.
Hello.
Put my peepers on you. Yeah, I got him now.
Ilian, what's going on?
I've been captured and it's telekinetic ray, Ben.
No!
Run for your life.
I think I have the solution,
No,
Ilian.
there's nothing you can do against such power.
There is one thing I can do with a creature with so many eyes. I will turn, and I will show it. My bottom.
No, Ben, no, not this again, please. Oh, God, I'm averting
my God, what
eyes.
is that? Oh,
I'm not looking at this.
I've been bewildered. Oh, my eyes.
Ilian, quick, while he's bewildered. We must go. We must run. Hurry, stand up, my friend.
Put your ass away.
Oh, sorry. Let's go while it's stunned.
I can't believe this actually worked. The beholder appears like completely stunned.
It's just catatonic, laying there,
Yes.
and I've been able to do this all my life. I've told you of this, but you
Yes, but I didn't actually believe you.
Yeah,
This is
well,
ridiculous.
That's why they call me Bearn the Bewilderer.
Okay, well, let's get out of here before it wakes up.
Come on, hurry, let's go.
The pendant of plenteous patrons awaits.
It awaits. We've returned.
Indeed we have.
We're fucking back.
Indeed we are.
Damn. It's been cool talking about
Yeah,
just regular D&D.
it's been nice.
Let
It's
us
been
know what
nice.
you guys think of this episode in like the comments or whatever if you want to jump into Discord. I know this is sort of a departure from what we normally do.
Yeah,
In some ways.
but if
I mean,
you
we've
want
done
more
conversational style episodes before.
yeah, every once in a blue moon we
Mm-hmm.
do. But yeah, if you guys want updates on what's going on in our D&D lives, we'd be more than happy to sprinkle these episodes in every once in a while.
Yeah, not all the time. Just,
Yeah, not all the time.
every
No,
now
we
and
got
again.
plenty to cover on the show, but it's nice to take a break from that and just talk about, good
Yeah,
old D&D.
I think so too. Check us out on Patreon. If you guys want to, if you guys have been hearing the short rest skits, the Grand Adventures of Ilian and Bearn is its official title. It starts at episode 350. I'll just remind people that.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
If you want to help them out, we're gonna do a little stinger at the end of it as well, kind of detailing what I'm about to say, which is if you want to help Ilian and Bearn find the pendant of plenteous patrons, you can do so by going to patreon.com/thedungeoncast and donating there.
Hell yeah.
The pendant of plenteous patrons will then shine brighter and
Indeed it
illuminate
shall.
grander, allowing them more direction and focus to find it.
Indeed, easier to find.
Also, they take side quests, and if you would like to advertise with Ilian and Bearn, they will. If you pay us some money, we'll do a side quest with Ilian
Sure.
and Bearn where we
Sure we
advertise
will.
your product or Kickstarter or feature or art or whatever it is that you want to advertise.
Yeah.
That was part of the point of creating them, is to have a fun way to do ads, because ads aren't fun sometimes.
yeah, ads are usually not fun to do. So
I would like ads to be more fun.
We decided to D&Dify them.
Yeah, so basically they're they're doing our fun improv adventure, and there are improv. They're like 80% improv.
Oh yeah,
like
I would
bullet
say
points.
at least that.
And they're basically just advertising our Patreon. So if you think it's working and you want to advertise with us, Alien and Beern will do it, or Brian will do it, or Will do it, whatever.
Yeah,
we like money because it helps us live.
It does. So let's move away from D&D for a second, because I wanted to talk a little bit about the RPG bug that I have that I can't, or the itch I have that I cannot scratch.
Yes.
As a lot of people on the show know, that I've become a really big fan of Dungeon Crawl Classics, which is like a zany, crazy, kind of old school way of playing tabletop fantasy. We could get more into it in a bit. And then also Pathfinder 2, I do a lot of reading on it. Obviously, we're getting a lot of requests for more Pathfinder 2 content, and I'm trying to work it into every monster episode that it pertains to. And I'd love to do more Pathfinder 2 episodes, but I don't have time to play more games.
Right.
And I've only played a couple Pathfinder 2e games, so it's hard for me to talk about Pathfinder 2nd Edition with any like sort of like validity or feeling of like authority.
Yeah, we're not backed with experience in actually playing the game.
And I want to change that. Like, I want to play more Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and I want to play some Dungeon Crawl Classics, but like there's only so much time.
I mean, we played a handful of games of Pathfinder, right?
Yes,
so
we
we're
did.
not like totally zeroed out.
No, but I mean,
like it.
I would definitely like some more, and I have some ideas for a possible Patreon show, but I don't know when that will be happening because of the book and Unhallowed and all this other stuff.
Pretty solid right now,
But,
in terms of our free time.
There's also a cool system called Old School Essentials, which is like another OSR system. Essentially, from what I was reading about Old School Essentials, it is basic D&D, like original basic D&D, but like it's completely modernized. It's like made for a modern audience. It's like it's fixed, it's cleaned up, it's organized, and it's made very presentable and very readable, and the art looks incredible.
Okay, that sounds cool.
While DCC is similar, but it also has a bunch of zany mechanics like spell burning and corruption and backlash from your gods if you're a cleric, and the mighty deeds mechanic if you're a warrior class, and all this other crazy stuff, and everything's randomized in DCC. OSE is less of that craziness and more like straight to the point of like, no, this is just original D&D but made cleaner and better and for a modern audience.
Okay,
and
so like not confusing THACO stuff.
No, none of that. And THACO's 2nd edition, but still the point stands.
Okay.
Like it's de-confusified.
I see.
And it's got glowing reviews, so that's caught my eye. But it's like there's all these cool systems, man, and I only got so much time. But I want to play them more, and the people who created OSE are now creating an Adventure Time.
A module?
Not a module. I thought it was, but no, it's just an Adventure Time TTRPG.
Oh, okay.
And I'm like, man, I want to play that too. It's like, oh man, I got all these things I want to play.
There's a Last Airbender TTRPG that we want to play. There's like
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff out there that is so much fun. But like we've said, when you're like a working adult with a family, time is slim.
Plus, we're making shows and the book's getting written, so it's just like it's just
But,
there's
like,
only so much time.
We'll chip away at it. We have been. I mean, like we chip away at our D&D stuff.
Yeah, it's true. So let's talk a little bit about Unhallowed. I don't want to get too into it, but there's some stuff that happened in the most recent episode that I wanted to touch on.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
Hilarious. But before we do that
shit was so funny.
Yeah, the premise of Unhallowed is basically it's the end of the world. These godlike entities called the Unhallowed have risen from the Shadowfell, and basically the Shadowfell's been consuming the entire the main continent of this world, and who knows beyond that. Civilization's crumbling, and basically in a last gambit, the remnants of civilized society have sent you four into the fell lands to try and slay these godlike beings.
Yeah, it's like, I don't know, maybe these guys will do it. Fuck it.
Yeah, so I'm not going to get into any other spoilers beyond that. But I did want to talk a little bit about your character.
Yeah.
Because you said it's the only character that you're currently playing right now.
Right, yeah.
And then I also wanted to talk about how you've switched your subclass.
Yes, yeah.
But
Which I'm apt to do.
Which is fine. We made it work. But tell the audience about your character real quick.
His name is Valheim Laporte. That Laporte is like a play on rabbit. So if people have been listening to the show, remember the Harangon verse that has been
God, the Harangon verse
that has been put to bed. There were some fun characters. It got kind of dry for me at the end. And I think people noticed because I was like, God, I have to make a fucking another rabbit person. I'm running out of ideas. But this was born from the Harangon verse because when we conceptualized Unhallowed, it was during that era of the Dungeoncast. So I think that was like Year of the Beholder.
No, it would have been during Year of the Fiend.
Oh, it was
definitely
after. It was kind of,
yeah.
I don't know. It didn't have like a good start finish time like the
Harangon verse.
Yeah.
No, it started at some point and it ended at some point
because we stopped doing character creation stuff anyway because we decided to do more other types of stuff.
I guess so. Yeah.
And I was just like, because my character creation, I felt like I was running out of ideas before the Harangon verse, and I was like, this will be what I do now. I will make a rabbit person every time. It was a lot of fun. I don't regret it. It just got old.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I moved on.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
I really like this character.
Oh yeah, Valheim's great.
Harangon are really fun to play.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let me pull up my character sheet because it's right here.
Okay, yeah. I think you guys are level 5 now.
Yeah, we started at what, level 3?
Level 4. Level 4. So he's a bard.
Yes.
He's a bard. He was one kind of bard, now he's a different kind of bard.
Right. I was a College of Swords bard, which you guys feel free to call me on it. I just wanted to be more fightery. But I hate that. I hate that subclass. I hated it.
Did not work out for you.
I hated it when we covered it. I said this is kind of lame and whack. And then I played it and I was like, this is kind of lame and whack.
Yeah, it did not work for you.
No, it didn't work. I think they've restructured the way bards work. So now I'm a Valor Bard. With the level up, Will was generous enough to let me switch my subclass. It's pretty good. It's just a step to the right or whatever, a step to the left or however you want to phrase it. But yeah. Now my bardic inspiration can be given out and added to damage, or what's the other thing it does?
Or is it character's defense?
It's something like AC. Yeah. I'll pull it up. But he basically is an older rabbit man. I don't know. What do you think? He's like in his late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, he definitely gives me that vibe of that age.
And
while everyone else is in like their mid 20s or early 20s in some case.
And he's got a lot of experience. It's how I kind of justify the jack of all trades sort of thing. Like he is an ex-hobbyist, like into lots of different things, into music, into farming, into like all kinds of stuff. Like I put points into like survival. I agree to these cookies. There's some let me tell you his stats. He's got a +1 to strength, a +2 to dex, a +2 to con, a -1 to intelligence, a +0 to wisdom, and the +3 charisma. And the spell casting has been really good and essential, and the bardic inspirations have been used wisely and without
they've been needed
without limitation. Yeah, I'm handing them out. I'm like, fuck it. Hand it out now. Fuck it. Hand it out now. Like
it's been working out. I think the way I've been running this game has been really encouraging you guys to use your shit or die. So,
right.
Yeah.
Yes, it has. Let's see. Yeah. College of Valor. I took my expertise in survival and athletics because he carries around a big stand-up base. And
he does.
I like to customize my weapons for flavor, but he's basically carrying around a short sword, a crossbow, and the base is a club. And all the weapons come out of the base. Everything is base-centric. So out of the back of the fretboard, the short sword comes out.
You did a super sick thunder wave last session where like you leapt in the air with your Harangon power and then you were like boom with the base. I was like, that's fucking cool.
It's fun. I thought of that. I was like, thunder wave's probably going to be one of my bigger like bread and butter spells.
It's cool. Yeah, you're focusing kind of on thunder and psychic stuff.
Yeah, thunder.
That's really
thunder
cool.
and psychic. Let me pull up the spells actually because it's I had Mage Hand. And then I ended up using it the session we decided I was going to switch next level.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, fuck, I got it on recording because I'd never cast it. And like, this is a bad spell for this game. It could be useful, but I don't want it for this guy.
Yeah, sure.
Because I wanted Vicious Mockery because I wanted to lean into the psychic stuff. And also
Which
you
I think
gave
is
me
good.
like a psychic item.
I did give you a psychic boosting item. Yeah, it's true.
Dissonant Whispers is a really cool spell, but everything in this game saves pretty
It
high.
has not worked out for you. It will eventually. It just hasn't worked out well for you.
It's doing damage. I mean, like we just leveled up, so now the save went up 1, and that is meaningful.
It
like,
is. Level 5 is a big one for all characters.
Yeah, so I have the Light Cantrip, Minor Illusion, and Vicious Mockery. I did a really cool Minor Illusion too in our skill challenge.
Remind me.
I made like an image of myself to run down the hall.
yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah,
I
yeah.
use my bard powers to like I have the actor feat,
Yeah.
so I
Dude,
mimic.
okay, I'm not gonna lie. You fucking carried the skill challenge.
Absolutely.
You carried the shit out of that skill challenge.
I absolutely did.
Which we're gonna get to that skill challenge in a second, but keep going.
Yeah.
Keep talking.
You know who doesn't carry skill challenges?
Josh Freeland.
Freeland.
Josh Freeland does not carry skill challenges.
I finally started giving him actual grief. Like, not really.
Yeah.
It's all in jest. And
Yeah.
Freeland is you know,
Anyone who's a Super Quest Saga fan knows Josh Freeland does not carry a skill challenge.
100%. It's all recorded.
It continues in Unhallowed.
That's right. He just has the worst skill challenge luck.
He does.
Like, he rolls well in other aspects
Dude.
of the game, but when it comes to that,
Whenever I announce a skill challenge, like he just droops.
Yeah.
Dude. He's just like, fuck.
so for the first time ever, this last time you announced it, I saw him droop and I just like stared. I glared at him. He was like, man.
Yeah.
Oh well. It is what it is, you know. Like, he doesn't control his dice. It's just that's the fate we've been given.
Yeah.
But I have healing word, so I'm of the like in 5e, you don't get punished for letting people. Well, in your version we do, but letting people drop and picking them back up.
Oh yeah. Which
so
yeah,
you've implemented wounded, which is a lot like Pathfinder.
I lifted it from Pathfinder Second Edition because I was like, oh, this is great. This will work great for this world. So
Yeah, but it's better than just letting my people die.
Oh yeah, sure.
or,
Yeah,
you
you
know.
still want to bring them back up. Yeah.
So I have that healing element. I have speak with animals because I'm a rabbit guy, right? That
Sure.
seemed good.
Yeah.
Thunder Wave is my big one. It comes out. Most of my magic comes out of like the music I play. So like I'll dissonate whispers, like vicious mockery. I'll sing a little diddle or whatever the fuck, or play a little something. Healing word. I don't know what the healing word looks like actually. I think I've just been kind of doing it, like hand waving the flavor. And now I have detect thoughts, enhance ability.
Oh yeah, it's out level up, huh? You got a bunch of spells.
Yeah, and then I took catnap, which is going to be really cool. What? Oh, this was a Xanathar's guide spell. You make a calming gesture, and up to 3 willing creatures of your choice that you can see within range fall unconscious. But essentially, it lets them take a short rest in the span of 10 minutes.
Oh, that's gonna come in real handy. Yeah.
And that I saw that, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool thing. That was in the DMG I saw with.
Didn't you take Speak with Dead? I thought we talked about this.
Oh yeah, I did.
Okay, sorry.
I did take Speak with Dead. I see it now. It's my last one. At my 3rd level spell, but I used to do that in FBATs where I have the hero point system, so you get like a pool of dice that you can use to like increase a roll, and then you can spend them to like do a 10-minute short rest. And I was like, oh, that's really fucking cool that I can just do that as a spell.
Yeah,
I'm looking at
absolutely.
my
It's
character
third level slot, but still, it'll come in handy for
I
sure.
think I did it already. Why? Oh no, did I cast the 3rd level Thunder Wave? I think for like the big one where I jumped in the air.
Yes.
So Harengon can jump 10 feet as like a bonus action, and it negates opportunity attacks on them.
It does, yeah.
So I like jump into trees and stuff all the time, pull out my crossbow.
It's come in handy quite a few times.
Yeah, it's really good. So it's part of my build in combat. I jump away, do my AoE stuff, range stuff, whatever it is, but to get away into advantageous positions so I can like assist people with bardic inspiration, or now I'm doing enhance ability, hand people healing words, things like that. And
You're
I'm
playing
just kind
good
of
support. Yeah.
independently being a support character while the rest of the team strategizes as like the frontliners.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I can frontline a little bit. I'm a Valor Bard.
No,
so
yeah, you get up in it.
Yeah.
You get up in it for sure.
But his backstory is essentially his family were all killed by the Unhallowed and the whatever rabbit hovel he lived in, and he sort of just started taking odd jobs, started learning like all these tricks of the trade. Like I dumped points into athletics because he's got to carry on his base and he's going to do physical labor and stuff. So I'm the strongest bard I've ever played.
Sure, yeah,
Pretty
absolutely. It's not common to have a strong bard.
Yeah, but that's Valheim Laporte in a nutshell.
Yeah,
pretty
yeah.
much a lot of fun.
Cool character.
Real deep, sad voice.
Yeah, deep voice. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I want to talk just a little bit about the skill challenge. Yeah, there's this. We had an incident in the skill challenge. I like to call the Pipe of Destiny.
Yeah. That's the app name for it.
So I guess real quick, again, I am trying to keep this like as spoiler free as I can. There's a point in the story where you guys kind of got to go shopping.
Yeah.
At like this sage woman's hut, who she just had all this crazy shit.
we went to a
right?
few different shops that day.
Yeah, but for the magic stuff, right?
Yeah,
For like the minor magical items and
Potions, whatnot.
the character my sister's playing, the ranger, she picked up an item called the Pipe of Remembrance.
Yes.
where basically the way this
Should be called the pipe of forgetting shit.
I know, right? The way this pipe works is you can smoke it, and when you utilize it, the smoke you blow out will play out a scene of like your greatest deeds in life or whatever, right?
Gandalf style.
Right?
Yeah, not a music pipe.
Not a music pipe.
smoking
It's
pipe.
a smoking pipe. Yeah. So, we have a skill challenge. In the skill challenge, these guys are in a dungeon, and they made a decision to run from this big giant boss monster, which was the right decision as far as I was concerned. So the premise of the challenge is to make their escape out of this dungeon and away from this creature that I'm not going to get into details on. Her first turn comes around, and she decides she wants to try and utilize this pipe to help you guys escape. And so her idea here, I'm a little vague, but
let me back her up before you start.
Go
because
ahead,
We
go
are
ahead.
encouraged in the skill challenge to be super creative.
Yes,
And,
absolutely,
do-
absolutely, yes.
Do
yes.
not typical stuff.
Yeah. Be
You're like, you're
cinematic
not really
about
supposed
it.
to do what the last person did. Like,
Yeah.
if I'm like, I run with my athletics, the next person isn't really supposed to do that.
Exactly. Yeah. We want to keep it interesting for everybody.
Right.
So she wants to use this pipe to blow enough smoke to obfuscate the view of the chasing monsters.
Right.
That's not how this pipe works. So like we're having this discussion, and I'm trying not to laugh because I'm picturing this ranger, like everyone's running.
Yeah, Unhallowed's supposed to be a very like serious,
very serious game. And this ranger's like just fucking lighting it up, trying to blow smoke like all over this gigantic room. I'm like, how am I gonna make this? And she's very insistent, so I'm trying not to discourage her. And I'm like, all right, well, I think I had her make an. I was like, okay, you're a
Sleight of
ranger.
hand or something.
You're in tune with the primal spirits of nature, right? So I want you to make a wisdom save of some sort, or wisdom check. I think I made her do like a spell attack.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. And I was, I was reaching, man. I was like,
I know. Yeah.
You were in tune with the primal elements and the spirits of fire, and like I was like, you're pushing this item beyond its normal capabilities. So I'm going to allow you to do this, and I'm going to give you this check, but there's also going to be a risk of breaking this item permanently,
Yeah, 'cause
right?
You're trying to take the biggest,
Yeah.
chonkiest rip.
Meanwhile,
off of it that
like,
you
yes.
can.
Meanwhile, the table is we are rolling on the floor laughing.
Yeah, because
As
she's smoking weed in the
she's
middle of a
smoking
fucking
weed in the middle
runaway.
of a goddamn fucking skill challenge.
It's just, I remember looking like you're smoking weed right
You're
now.
just taking the biggest hit, and you're like, "This is helping." I'm like, "What are you doing?"
This is what I do when I'm stressed. I'm sorry.
And then she flubs her roll.
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Fuck, dude!" Like, I wanted to help her out, and she had just in the previous session before that picked up a fire elemental gem. And I was like, you know what? She's calling out to the spirits of fire. She's got one in her pocket. I mean, it starts glowing as it's heeding her call. I'm like, you know what? You have advantage on the roll because of the fire elemental gem you're holding in your pocket next to this pipe.
Right.
And she flubs that roll too. And so it's a whole wasted turn as she's trying to blaze it in front of this giant monster. And everyone's like, what? And I think we already had a fail from Freeland the turn before. So it was immediately 2 fails as she's trying to blaze it in front of this monster. And it was just wild. It was a wild time.
Yeah, we were talking about, Will was like, how are we going to cut out that shit? I don't think we can cut out
I don't think
that
we can
shit.
cut it. No. Yeah. There's no editing that's going to fix.
No,
Not
it's
fixed,
just in
but
there.
it's just
So
in there.
When it airs, we'll tell you guys.
Yeah.
Like, hey, remember that thing we talked about? It's fucking up. So
Literally everyone at the table was crying from
I was
laughter.
dying. I was fucking dead.
Yeah,
I
it
couldn't.
was-
It was one of the funniest things that's happened in a D&D game of mine in a long time.
Exactly. Same here.
And I had
same
a
here.
guy snort like demon cocaine and start like touching himself.
Right,
And that was
exactly.
pretty fucking
and that
funny.
was yes, and this is with
That was funnier.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it was so fucking funny.
It was so funny.
I think it's because it was like so serious.
yeah, that's what's making
And then
because
that
like
happened.
and then this happens. I'm like, what am I gonna do with this?
How can? Oh man,
But,
that was good. It was good.
But it was good. It was very enjoyable. I guess the only 2 things I got left to talk about when it comes to Unhallowed, because I'm not touching too much spoilers, that's the spoilers we're going to get, is the challenges I found of running the Grimdark Fantasy and how I feel like I've overcome those challenges so far.
Okay.
And I really feel locked in. It was dialing in the difficulty level.
Right, yeah. And I feel like by session 2 or 3, you kind of had it.
Yeah, I really feel like I have it, and I feel like it's perfect because now I have you guys talking about strategy outside of the game.
Right, yeah.
But
I'm like tapped after every fight.
Yeah,
like,
and that was tough to dial it in, but I feel like I have. But there are trade-offs. I think the trade-offs are combats are longer than I want them to be. But there's 2 things going on. We have a 4th player, which is more than Super Quest Saga.
Yeah.
On top of
it adds all that time.
Yeah, and I'm pushing you guys to your limits, which is making you guys burn resources, which is adding more time.
Yeah.
But I think that the trade-off is worth it because since you guys are burning resources, the stakes are higher, so I'm imagining it's going to be more interesting to the audience than your normal combats would be.
Yeah, and it's not just a unique problem to like recording a game like how we do. It's also like to most tables, if you don't want combat I always talk shit on 5e's combat and how it drags. If you don't want combat to drag, there are these things you can do like getting used to it, right? Dialing it in, and over time, and this isn't just for the audience but also for you, like the players are going to get used to playing in these types of combats and know what their capabilities are and when to do what.
It's going to be an ever evolving situation.
Yeah, like we'll all get like I feel like I know what to do every combat pretty much.
Yeah.
And then I only have to make decisions in the micro, and my macro decisions are already set. Like I already know what my playbook is.
Right.
Whereas like some other people, like it's a timing thing. Like with Christina, is this spell time? I don't know yet, but she'll get there.
Yeah.
You know?
And that is another thing to bring up is 2 of the players, my sister and Omar, are both absolutely brand new. They never played 5e before.
Yeah. And if they listen, I just want everyone to know they're doing a great job.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't trade any of the shit that has happened.
No, everything has been great.
No, it's been good.
Even the pipe incident.
I mean, we're patient with like players when they're like, I've got my player that does the phalanges thing with his fingers and the deer thing. He's classic for like spending 20 minutes on his turn and not thinking about what he was going to do while everybody else is doing it.
Right.
And then he ends up casting Sacred Flame.
Which
like,
is,
bro.
Luckily, that's not a problem at this table.
Yeah. I just tell him, I'm like, hey, man, like, I'm just gonna remind him, like, hey, think about what your turn is coming up.
Yeah, you gotta nudge them along.
I don't want to shit on him, you know.
Everyone's there to have a good time. Yeah, exactly. I guess the last thing I want to touch on is so for Unhallowed, I'm obviously brushing up on a lot of Shadowfell lore. My Shadowfell is completely unique, so I'm not really pulling like any NPCs or locations, but I'm pulling like descriptors and vibes and concepts. Yeah, and in order to do that, 5e, going through 5e books is not an option because 5e doesn't have enough Shadowfell lore. Yeah. So I'm picking through 4e books and 3.5 books. And it's been great. It's just, it's made me realize like we don't have good Feywild lore, or we got a little bit of Feywild, and not enough in my.
It's book. Sort of like
Shadowfell or elemental
like
planes
into other things. Like when you talk about the Eladrin and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
I want a like 4e was cool, and 3.5 did the same thing where you would have a book that was about an entire just singular plane of existence. It's like, hey, here is your Shadowfell book. Here is your Feywild book. Here is your elemental planes book. And it's like, I do want those back for 5e. That'd be really nice.
I don't think they're coming.
Nope. But I wanted to voice my grievance here.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the older editions exist, I guess. Is like,
yeah, I mean, the lore is still there. Go get it, or listen to the show. That's also an option.
You could also listen to the show, or I just a lot of people just come up with it themselves, or don't have it in their games. Like that element just doesn't exist.
Right.
Like, maybe people don't know about it, but when they listen to this show, they do know about it, so they can implement it. So it's been really interesting. Like, I don't know, in my world, like I want it. It's a fucking cool thing. Like,
give me more to work with.
We're playing D&D. I want to use it.
Yeah.
You know, like if I'm playing Pathfinder and they have a Feywild, I would use that too if I know about it.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else you want to add about any of the campaigns you're involved with?
Just that they've all been a lot of fun, and playing FBAT. If you guys want to check out Flashbang and the Surgeon, it plays on the Super Quest Saga feed. That's what's going on. I scheduled a bunch of episodes out, so there won't be like a big lull. It's gonna just drop a whole session every couple weeks. Until season 1 is over, and then I might gap a little bit because it was supposed to play while we were recording Unhallowed to bridge the gap of the feed, and then we had delays recording that.
Huge delays,
and so I was like, should I keep posting this? And then people would ask me in Discord, like,
just keep posting, dude.
Yeah. So at this point, like, that's what I decided to. I was like, I just want this out.
Yeah,
so
just post it. Yeah,
it's getting posted right now. So we dropped an episode yesterday. which was the Tuesday before this episode airs. Go check that out. I think it was Two-Face. We're doing Two-Face right now. And then the next one is like the Catwoman character. Who I couldn't decide if I wanted to call her Catwoman or if I wanted to call her something else.
Okay.
Because I implemented her in session 0.
The Cougar.
I called her the Rouge Rogue.
Oh, that's great. That's way better than what I just said.
Just a red caped person that was like gem thieving.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was the first enemy they encountered before they were official superheroes. And so you can go hear that. But then I looped it back in. So like, I want to do Catwoman later. I know which episodes I'm going to use to inspire that. And there's also an enemy called the Red Claw that is involved in the same episode as the Catwoman stuff. They're like linked somehow. It's like terrorist organization. So it's kind of cool in my version. It's the Rouge Rogue and the Red Claw are kind of like battling it out a little bit or like involved while the superheroes are coming up. So I split the Two-Face episode because it's a two-parter. There's Two-Face Part 1, Two-Face Part 2 in Batman the Animated Series. So I dropped that one, and then there's 2 Catwoman episodes. So Rouge Rogue, Red Claw. So Two-Face, 2 Catwoman episodes, and then the next Two-Face episode.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay.
And then the finale.
Oh,
so
nice.
We're already close to the season 1 finale, and season 2 happens right after. So don't worry, it's not ending already. It's just season 1 ends. We do an epilogue, so it's like 11 sessions total.
Yeah.
And then season 2, I think, has 1 or 2 more sessions than that. So like 13 or 14.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. So we're just gonna like take a little hiatus between season 1 and season 2, and then just drop season 2 on a bi-weekly.
Just let it roll.
Just letting it rip, baby.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
And if you guys want to check on any of those out early, you can go to patreon.com/Dungeoncast, where all the FBATs are there. You can also check out any of my session notes, which is like a Google Doc of what I thought was going to happen in the episode. We usually nail it. We usually get really close.
Yeah.
My boys in that show know what Batman do. They know what Batman do. So they do what Batman do. Because I'm like, hey, if you ever are in doubt of what to do,
do what Batman
do.
Yeah.
And then they do, and it works out, right?
That's awesome.
But there are some discrepancies
of
here
course.
and there.
There should be a fair amount,
right?
Yeah.
So I don't completely railroad it, but like it's based off.
It works out.
It's based off of an episode of Batman. So like that's the structure. So the bad guy is going to do the thing at the end or whatever. I can't wait for the Bane one. Oh my God. Because the Bane one in BTAS is sus. He's like a luchador, and I don't want to do that voice. So I just do the Bane from Nolan.
I mean, he is a Mexican luchador in the
But I don't want to emulate that in a vocal. So like
that's true.
It wouldn't be good.
So
luck.
you do
I do this.
Yes, which is
the
the
right
right play. Yeah,
but we
that's
keep
hilarious.
the script, right?
For sure.
That's fun about like DMing something like that is I don't have to write a lot of unique script. Although the bit about the drug wizard is coming up, which was like a Brian special.
Okay. They
fight this character called the drug wizard.
Yeah.
And he's like working for a mob boss, Rupert Thorne. And it's based off of Marcos's username in the Discord, Chemical.
Oh, is it?
The Chemical Cult.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I wanted to throw people from the Discord into the show. I ended up getting a lot of them.
Oh, that's cool. That's awesome. That's great.
Yeah, we eventually get to a character in Arkham Asylum that I based off of one of our mods in Discord. Also, it's very, very fun.
Very
nice. So
nice.
go check out FBATs. That's all I want to add about campaigns. I want to pick it up again someday, so maybe we will.
Okay.
We'll see.
That sounds good. Well, in that case, let's get ready for a long rest.
Okay. Hey everybody, welcome to the long rest. This is the part of the episode where we talk about other stuff that is not necessarily what we just talked about in preparation for the later. I don't know, what is it? It's promos. It's all promos.
What, the long rest?
Yeah.
I mean, kind of.
Sort of. It's like news, promos.
Hey, news, updates, promos.
Patreon.com/Dungeoncast is where you can go to support us. We have a Discord. There are links below for that. We have social media that we've been more active on lately. Thank you, Will. And then we have Star Seeker's Guide to Drakenstar.
We're making a book.
Book!
It's sci-fi space opera science fantasy setting based off our show Super Quest Saga.
Super Quest Saga.
Indeed. It's a really fun time. Do you like Guardians of the Galaxy or Star Wars? Then you'll probably like this setting a lot because it's that mixed with Dungeons & Dragons classic stuff.
Very fun.
Yeah, if you want to support, check out drakenstar.com. Links in the description. You can pre-order a book. You can pre-order a lot of things. There's the custom dice set that's coming with the box set. There's a poster. There is, you can get the digital PDF, or you can get the hardcover, or you can get both, or you can even hop onto the beta testing, which is still ongoing.
Yeah,
we just
beta 3
released,
is out right now.
Beta 3 is out. It just went out, a week ago?
Yeah.
Maybe a little more. And so there's probably going to be 2, maybe 3 more betas. We'll see. I'm writing a shit ton, but I'm only one man, so it's taken some time, but it is getting done. And the art has been phenomenal that's been rolling in.
Oh, yeah. Every time it comes in, I'm very excited. So full credits to our artist. I don't know like what their tag is.
We have Beto Lima, and we have Diogo Y, I think is his tag as well.
Yeah, they're gonna be fully credited on all our stuff. So they'll be available.
But yeah, if you want to support, check it out. It's pretty cool. I think you'll like it.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate 3 giveaway going on right now. I know the game is out. We're trying to get to 50,000 subscribers on YouTube.
It's only out on PC. It's not. It won't be out on PlayStation 5 until September. So
yes, but we will be giving out a copy once we hit 50K subscribers. With a subscriber count, it's going up, and we should probably make a promo video for that so more people know that we're doing the giveaway.
Yeah,
probably just to bump these rookie numbers. We got to bump those numbers.
Indeed.
What does Matt McConaughey say? I pretty much got it.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are giving away Baldur's Gate 3. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, and leave a comment, and you will be entered. We will randomly select somebody when we hit the mark. Yeah, that's pretty much what's going on right now. We already talked about F-Bats. We already talked about Super Quest Saga and Star Seeker's Guide to Drakenstar.
Yeah, it covers it, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's call it a game.
Let's call it a game. We'll talk to you guys later.
The Dungeoncast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dungeoncast. I'm Brian.
And I'm William.
This is the podcast where we talk about everything Dungeons.
Ooh, callback.
Wow. It finally slipped out. I was like, where? I can hear. Okay, never mind. I was thinking about something else. It's time.
Gotcha. We good? We good audio-wise?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Dungeoncast. I need to introduce myself.